Is the 2025 housing market ready for a shakeup?
Absolutely. We've gathered insights from notable experts like Jason Walter and Cathie Wood touching on key trends.
These insights can guide your investment decisions and home buying strategies. Seize the opportunity now.
And remember, our summaries make it easy for you to digest valuable information quickly.
Our discussion will highlight the housing market forecast and let you know where to put your money.
Stay tuned. We'll also reveal predictions for the Florida housing market later.
Quick reminder, this is educational content and not investment advice. Nick Gurley highlights a catastrophic trend. Florida's housing market is on the brink of a major downturn.
He's claiming that this could become one of the most severe drops in housing prices we've seen in a while.
Wait, are we seriously talking about a Florida housing collapse? That sounds like something from a horror movie.
It's not fiction. Let's unpack what's really happening here.
Nick points out that inventory levels are up significantly. We're talking an 80% surge year over year.
That's massive, but can a market really crash this hard?
It sounds wild, but isn't this just the cyclical nature of real estate? What's the evidence?
Florida's current valuation is 20% over what experts deem normal, and that's a major red flag. In Fort Lauderdale, inventory is rising rapidly, forcing homeowners to sell, especially amid rising HOA fees.
HOA fees skyrocketing? Yikes, that's bound to put a strain on homeowners.
But can't they just hold on and wait for the market to bounce back?
Waiting might just deepen their losses as the market continues to shift.
Tampa's listings have surged, 5,400 homes on the market, making it a buyer's paradise. But at what cost?
Investors here are liquidating properties at steep losses, yet many locals are still in denial about the downturn.
Really? That sounds like a classic case of cognitive dissonance.
Exactly. They're clinging to the hope that Florida's allure will shield them from reality.
Insurance premiums have skyrocketed, making securing a home policy almost impossible for many.
If that's the case, how can buyers even consider purchasing?
This feels like the perfect storm brewing. Rising costs, falling prices.
Indeed, and it contributes to the complete destabilization of the market.
Rents are dropping across Florida due to oversupply, which spells trouble for homeowners renting out their properties.
Investors expected rising rents to boost income, but now they're faced with falling rents.
How are they coping with this? It sounds dire.
They're not coping well. You're seeing some desperate sell-offs as a result.
As these trends continue, we could see even more substantial price drops come 2025.
That doesn't sound promising. How should prospective buyers be preparing?
Can I just wait it out? Maybe next year will bring a recovery?
Waiting could cost you even more. Buying now could mean capitalizing on lower entry prices.
We're already seeing an exodus of affluent buyers from states like NY and CA.
Yes, and as their interest dwindles, it exacerbates the downward pressure on prices.
So, if they leave, who's buying all this overvalued housing?
The market may struggle unless a new wave of buyers shows up. As highlighted, Florida's current trends indicate that soaring inventory combined with a PF rising insurance premium will inevitably drag down home prices.
It's crucial for buyers to be informed and strategic. This might be the time to act.
But only if they're equipped with the right knowledge, right?
Exactly. That's what savvy investing is all about. Up next, we tackle the hot topic, America is Financially Screwed, featuring insights from Graham Stephan.
This insightful financial interview will provide key takeaways for anyone navigating this landscape.
You won't want to miss it. It's packed with strategies to help you weather the storm.
Graham Stephan exposes a stark reality. Americans' financial safety net, Social Security, is facing a significant crisis.
With personal savings at a historic low, the idea of relying on Social Security feels like betting on a sinking ship.
So, are we looking at a future without the safety net we thought we had?
That's exactly what we're diving into today. Brace yourselves.
When we look at Social Security, it's not just a fund, it's a complex ticking time bomb with potential fallout.
And the sad reality is, many Americans are blissfully unaware of the impending doom.
What options do we even have if this system collapses?
Every paycheck siphons off a piece for Social Security, but it's not your personal piggy bank.
So older retirees effectively get what younger folks are paying in, right?
Exactly. And with more retirees and fewer workers, the math just doesn't add up.
Experts predict that if nothing changes, we might see significant cuts, 21% is no small change.
So basically, our retirement funds could dwindle while taxes rise? What a nightmare.
Right? The government seems to be kicking the can down the road while we all wait. Relying solely on Social Security is a dangerous game. Personal finance skills are crucial.
So, I should treat Social Security as icing, not the cake itself.
Exactly. Prepare meticulously and invest wisely to safeguard your future.
It seems inevitable that the retirement age will rise again. Nothing is quite as certain as change.
Right? And as society ages, so must our strategies.
Can I just retire now and take a nap instead?
Social Security might become a mere shadow of what it is today. So let's pivot to secure our financial futures.
The best plan involves action. Now's the time for those smart investment habits.
Right, and as you said earlier, the power lies in personal responsibility.
Next up, we'll explore how to construct a resilient financial strategy during turbulence.
Join us for insights on how to protect your wealth effectively.
Trust me, you will want to hear this.
Lacey's experiences during the Hurricane Helene recovery have sparked outrage and disbelief as she navigates accusations of being a scammer.
It's a harsh reality for those dedicating themselves to help others, especially when their integrity is called into question.
Wow, it's like the online world can be as destructive as natural disasters. But can we really trust social media narratives?
Lacey highlights the brutal reality of her situation, how online allegations create chaos in an already complex recovery process.
It seems the struggle for transparency can become a secondary battle for volunteers, overshadowing their good work.
But how can we separate fact from fabricated stories online? It's like a digital battlefield.
Lacey passionately defends her efforts, illustrating the real impact of volunteer work amid community crises.
Indeed, their contributions can save lives, yet they are often left vulnerable to baseless claims.
It's frustrating. Instead of gratitude, they get attacked. Can you imagine risking everything to help others?
Lacey confronts how a viral video led to her public vilification, emphasizing the rapid spread of misinformation.
And it raises the question, how does one effectively combat such misinformation?
It's like trying to chase shadows. Where is the truth in all this?
Lacey reveals the emotional burden that comes with criticisms, highlighting the personal stress felt by helpers.
This is a side of volunteering that often goes unseen, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's more to this story than just what's happening on the surface.
The conversation raises concerns about whether such incidents will dissuade volunteers from stepping up.
Indeed, if overlooked, the long-term damage to community trust could hinder effective disaster response.
A chilling thought. It's vital to restore faith in altruism.
Looking forward, we may see a greater demand for accountability in fundraising efforts, protecting both donors and recipients.
Wouldn't it be nice to have those standards set in stone?
Makes total sense. After all, trust is everything in philanthropy.
Lacey's story serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience needed in the face of adversity.
Let's honor the integrity of volunteers by supporting their efforts, rather than sowing discord.
Absolutely, each voice counts. But let's ensure it amplifies goodness instead of chaos.
Coming up next, we'll explore the housing market predictions with Jason Walter. Don't miss out. CoreLogic has just released its housing market forecast. Let's unpack what this means for home prices over the next year.
Indeed, it's fascinating to see how national trends can vary widely across regions. We're in for a detailed review.
Wait, does this mean some places are witnessing a real estate renaissance while others face a downturn?
So we're looking at an overall increase of just 2.4%, which feels notably slower than previous years.
Absolutely, and that lower growth rate signals a potential cooling off in the market. But let's examine the why behind this.
Is this because some areas have more houses for sale than others? It sounds like a classic supply and demand situation.
The Northeast appears more resilient with fewer homes for sale, contributing to price increases. Quite a contrast.
Exactly. While regions like the South are seeing a glut of inventory, pushing down growth rates.
So, does that mean buying in the Northeast right now might be smarter?
National inventory is up by 26%, which in theory should depress prices, yet some areas defy the odds.
That discrepancy suggests localized market factors are at play.
So it's not just about the numbers, but also the stories behind them, right?
Provo, Utah could see significant declines. It's interesting how predictions can be so varied.
That's right. With areas like Florida showing resilience, the landscape is filled with surprises.
But are these predictions based on solid ground? It feels a bit risky to lean too heavily on forecasts.
There's a possibility that home prices could peak again by 2025. What do you think will drive that?
It will heavily rely on inventory levels and interest rate fluctuations, especially as we navigate this next political term.
So depending on the new president's policies, we could see all bets off.
What we take away is the importance of staying ahead. Knowledge is power in this market.
Investors and buyers alike need to keep their fingers on the pulse of local trends.
Got it. Adaptability is the name of the game.
Stay tuned for a new depth in understanding your finances as we bring you Ken McElroy's insights next. Ken McElroy dives into the intricacies of Trump's economic strategies. Will they solidify the housing market or send prices spiraling?
It's a complex ballet of taxes, tariffs, and land utilization that we're dissecting here.
Hold on. So are we saying that I need to overhaul my entire financial strategy based on this?
Only if you want to keep up with the evolving market dynamics.
Trump's initiatives are fundamentally about growth, but can his approach really deliver without unintended consequences?
So we're basically gambling with our housing market's future.
In a sense, yes. And it's a gamble with significant stakes, especially for first-time buyers.
Trump's suggestion to release federal land for development might be the key to increasing supply.
Supply, after all, is the linchpin of affordability in the housing market.
So, releasing land means I might finally be able to buy a house without going broke.
With potential tax cuts, people might find themselves with more to spend.
Exactly. But will they prioritize paying down debt over investing in homes?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Tariffs could push inflation higher, negatively impacting housing prices.
Exactly, and that would directly affect anyone looking to buy or build a home.
Fantastic, just what we need. Rising costs on top of everything else.
As demand grows, we could see home prices spike.
And middle-class buyers could bear the brunt of those increases.
So, we're essentially in a roller coaster of escalating costs and changing policies.
The adjustments might take longer to materialize, leading to a staggered response from the market.
True, we have to keep a keen eye on inflation trends moving forward.
Sounds like we're in for a bumpy ride ahead.
The bottom line is this: stay informed and adaptable as these policies unfold.
Exactly. Understanding the implications on personal finance will be crucial.
So, stay vigilant and agile, folks. Good advice.
Up next, we'll equip you with strategies for navigating the evolving economic landscape.
You won't want to miss these insights.
Trust me, you'll thank us later.
What an incredible array of insights from our guest experts.
Absolutely. Ken, Jason, Lacey, Graham, and Nick really covered a lot of ground.
It's interesting how they all agreed on the role of government policies and the urgency for personal financial strategies.
Right? But those disagreements on the housing market's fluctuations? Quite the contrast.
Totally. Jason's optimism in some areas versus Nick's stark warnings in Florida is a real eye-opener.
And Lacey's stories from the recovery efforts remind us just how complex volunteerism can be.
For sure. Not to mention Graham's urgent call for financial preparedness as Social Security faces challenges.
It's all interconnected, isn't it? Viewers really need to take these insights to heart.
If you found value in these discussions, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Your support helps us deliver more essential financial content.
Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more expert insights.